Oh, what is our project today? I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty on here. We're waiting for the new appliances here, and I've already installed a brand new garbage disposal, sink strainer, faucet, hand wash, soap dispenser, and what am I going to do today? Nothing in here. My supervisor is wondering the same thing. What is VideoJoe going to be doing today? And she doesn't really care. Okay, what is it? I've been wondering whether or not to do this particular thing or not. Here, I'm out into the garage and we've got a cast iron sink right here. And speaking of the garbage disposal, the old one is still in really good shape. Here it is. It's an InSinkErator. It's a 3/4 horse. And it looks pretty new, actually. And when we moved into the condo, I have no idea how old it is. It could be a couple years old. And we decided to install a brand new one along with the new sink and everything like that. Okay, and so when I took that off, I just spun it off of the holder that's on here. Okay, this whole thing here. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to save that as an insurance policy in case my other one ever goes out, or in case anybody in the condo complex, in case one of theirs goes out, it can be replaced with this right here. Just unspin it off of this and you can install it on a different sink, depending if it's an InSinkErator garbage disposal. And they have 2 or 3 brands nowadays, and not everybody has an InSinkErator type. You know, if you do have an InSinkErator type, you know, you can get another InSinkErator. It doesn't even have to be the same one. And I think they've made them all so that they're all interchangeable on this neck, this little assembly here. And so this sink, when we took it out, it's a cast iron sink. Oh man, it is heavy. And I thought, hey, I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace and try to sell that. I started off with $225 with that, including the garbage disposal, and I've gone down all the way to $35. I have still not heard a peep from anybody. And I'm like, I'm not lowering this thing any lower than that to $20, $25, $20, $15 for a sink and a garbage disposal. These garbage disposals are $150. And this one, I'm going to save it. For $25, I'm certainly going to save it. Okay? And since I'm saving it, I thought I would try to get this off of here. And that's what my video is going to be on today. How to take that off, whether or not I can take that off in one piece without bending the front edge and all that kind of stuff. You know, usually when you take a sink out, you just throw that part away. And if you're saving your garbage disposal, and if you can't get that off, you can buy a whole other assembly like this with the trim and all that for an InSinkErator, but they're like $24 at the store. So, hey, since I'm throwing that away, why not try to save that and see if I can use it for this, for somebody else's down the road. If they don't have an InSinkErator, if they have a different brand, I can replace with the entire thing, or somebody's brand new sink and they can't afford a brand new InSinkErator, $150. Hey, no problem. I've got one here for $25 that I'd be more than happy to install for somebody. Okay, so that's what my video is going to be about today. I've got to get that out here in the middle of the garage, and of course I'm going to be beating on that with a hammer and a piece of 2x4, and make sure you wear some good ear protecting equipment, okay? So we'll see how hard is it going to be to actually take that out, and if we can save it after all. Hey, stick around if you want to watch this. Yeah, let's just see if I can lift that out here by myself. I had to have Momi help me with this. That thing was awkward getting it out. And if you didn't watch that episode where I actually took it out of the counter and I had to stand up on the plywood counter and swivel that out of the way, that was dicey in itself, let me tell you. From here, I think I can get it. Okay, I guess I can lift it right here. Whoa. This is probably, oh, I don't know, 125 pounds, 140 pounds maybe, or so. I'm lifting that, and oh, I don't know how heavy that is. It's pretty heavy. Okay, let's see what we can do with it. Let's just take a quick look at this. This is the faucet, and you know, I'm going to throw the faucet away too. It's not that great. It was working fine, but I'm not going to really. I don't think I'm going to keep that. And it looks like it's all part of that. But see, these two flex lines, I think they're actually pretty new. And so I'm going to take those off. Now there's a nut that you unscrew, but before you can unscrew that, you've got to hold on to this copper. There's a copper nut on top of the copper pipe, because if you don't, you'll just twist that. Now I could twist that and not even really care about it because I'm throwing it away. But, you know, if you're going to install something, you need to hang on to this copper tubing when you tighten this up, because if you don't, this starts turning, and look out, you're liable to damage your faucet. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold that. These weren't even on there very hard either, were they? Now these are like $7 bucks. This one's a 16-inch, I think. And see, the thing's still on it, and that's why I think it's still new. I'm not quite sure if it is or not, but no sense. I'm not going to throw those away. I can throw this whole thing away here, and I don't really care about all that. I don't necessarily have to take it off the sink either to throw it away. But if I wanted to, I would undo that nut, and somehow this thing pulls off. Oh, in fact, I think it unclips. Let's just see. Let's just see how it unclips. I think this thing comes off. Okay. I think, we'll just see. With this, there's a ring that fits on here, just a little wire ring all the way around. To get that off, I have to loosen this up. And I don't really think it's going to be too difficult to take off. I've never really had to take one of these off. And see, this is just going to loosen the slop where that ring is. And we'll see if we can't get that. I'm really interested in how hard it's going to be to get that other trim out, because it's attached. It's attached with, oh, here we go. See, I'm just kind of pushing that back. That's attached with plumber's putty. And so see now, but first I got to get this ring out. That's all it is. See here? Look, it's a ring, and that fits on there, so that then you tighten this down, and that sucks the other thing inside. So see, now this comes out, okay, and this comes out like that. See, and obviously this washer, this little washer thing, oh, I thought it was cardboard. It's a heavy washer rim, and that fits on there like that. Now see, this thing has been in here who knows how long. It could be in here for 8 or 9 years, and I thought it was going to be hard to get this portion out of there, but look at that. It's pushed right in. And this plumber's putty is still kind of moist. And I've got to take this out. I thought this was going to be so stuck in here, so hard, that I was going to have to flip this upside down, beat on this with a hammer, you know, with a 2x4, and whack that out. I'm gonna get this out, okay? Just bear with me here. I had craft paper on the front of this because I had left this like that the whole time. The whole time I was, well, most of the time when I was taking out the tile counter. Okay, here it is. Look at that. Here's for the incinerator. See? I thought that was going to be stuck on there so hard. See here, incinerator, pro disposer. Oh, that's interesting. They call it a disposer. I call it a disposal. You can call it either way, I'm sure. And this, see this plumber's putty? Look at that. It's just coming right off. I would have thought that would have been on there hard as a rock. And so, you see, I can save all this. This goes on, that goes on, this goes back on, and this ring, see it's a split ring, and there's just a little depression around the rim, see? See right there? And you spread this apart and push it back on. And I'm gonna just see how to do that. Look at that. Just like that, it's on. See? It fits on that, in that little depression there, like that. And that keeps this part from pulling off. And can you see when all of this section is underneath the sink. And then you tighten these screws on the side, and that just makes this tighter and tighter. And so that's actually pulling this down, pulling it all the way down. And that's how you get your seal. So see, now this section here, I'm going to save with my garbage disposal. Now, where's my garbage disposal? So over here, and everything's on this garbage disposal except the what do you call it? What am I trying to call it? The pigtail for the cord, and that gets installed on the back side. I was trying to push this on and just screw it back on, you know, and it screws on underneath these little goodies. And I don't have to have it on, but oh, here we go. I think I got it right there. Okay, and that fits on there like that. Boom. And I can save that piece right there that I took out of the sink. 24 bucks if you don't have one, and you want to install an existing garbage disposal like that old one. You want to put that in a brand new sink, and you thought you couldn't take it out of your old sink. Well, think again. That didn't take me very long at all, did it? Now I could do that with this sink strainer too if I wanted. I could. Shall we see if we can't take that out? I don't know when I would ever use one of those. I haven't. The only time you install that is when you install a brand new sink. And I just installed that one brand new sink. But if you've been watching my episodes, one of my previous episodes, and that stainless steel sink came with its own sink strainer. See, once you loosen up one, the other ones kind of come. Now this one, some of them install exactly like the garbage disposal one. Others, they install slightly different. So see this one here, I think this part unscrews. That's weird. It looks like it unscrews. We'll see. Because, you know, I was just gonna throw this thing away. Oh, yeah, see, that's turning the whole thing. I would have to hold this with a pair of pliers or something. Needle nose. I don't know how easy that's going to be to get off. Oh, I got some vice grip needle nose in the house, and I might have to get those. But it might be something fairly simple that I can hang on to this and unscrew this like that. Look at that. See, this one did come. This one is working slightly different. And they have 3 or 4 different kinds of these sink basket strainers at the store. And I was looking, and they cost about, now see there, look at that. It came right off. Here's the washer and stuff. And here it is. The plumber's putty. Look at that, it's still pliable. And I think that's how plumber's putty works. I kind of thought the plumber's putty, when it after you install it, it would dry, but not so much. Look at that. This new one, you can pay $12 to $15. See, here's a little sink strainer for it, and I had it in there. See? And is there any reason why I couldn't install this again for somebody else later on down the road if I wanted, right? Just gonna take that and screw this back on a little bit. And that was as simple as it was to take that out. I thought that was gonna be really super hard. Okay, there you go. You can use that for your new sink, for a different sink. Save it for an older sink that you're remodeling. You're doing some kitchen remodeling. You need a new sink strainer for it. You need a garbage disposal for it. And I'm just going to keep that too. And now this whole thing here is ready for me to throw it away. And you know, like I said, I'm not saving the sink faucet. If I wanted to get that out, I was messing with this, and it's not coming very easily, and I'm not saving it anyways, so I can just cut this right here. See, each sink comes with its own separate connection, and this one's not going to fit anything else that I have. And so I'm just taking some electrical cutters. See, and now I should be able to just loosen that nut. Let's just see if I can get it. Okay. Sometimes when I have my little crescent, if I do it too tight, it's hard to get unscrewed. Okay. Yeah. I could unscrew that. Oh, I don't think I have to unscrew it very far. I think I could just unscrew it to there. Pull this. Oh no, I can't. I thought I could pull that off, but I can't. And I thought it would just slide off. And that piece is copper, so could I possibly take it off with that? It's not it's not going to come off very easily. So I'm going to take it out to the dumpster with this just hanging there like that. I guess I could pull that out. See? And if you have a little wand like this and you have another sink, you might want to save it. You can unscrew it right here. See? And you might want to save just this piece right here. You never know when you might need that. Maybe your other one, this arm is bad, or maybe your spray is not working on your other one, and you can have this full spray or the waterfall spray. See? And like that little piece, I don't necessarily have to throw that away. I could save that. It's funny, I save a lot of things. Don't tell Mommy that. But I never know when I'm going to need it, and I'm thinking, you know, it'd be nice if I wanted to help somebody out, and if they needed something, I might have something. And this happened to be the weight that was on there. I was trying to get that off. I wasn't quite sure how that came off. I guess you just press on it and pull it apart. Well, I tried to pry it and I broke it. But I don't really need that anyways. Okay, so that cast iron sink is ready for the dumpster. All right, I'm glad I was able to take those off. It didn't really take me that long to take that sink strainer. That's a sink basket strainer. The garbage disposal, I don't know what you call that, garbage disposal trim. I just call it the trim that's attached to the sink. And see, now I've got my garbage disposal I'm saving from that sink. I'm saving this sink strainer. That sink strainer is $12 to $15 at the store. This part right here is $24, $25 at the store. Just that top bit, if you need that. And the garbage disposal, the whole garbage disposal, $150. When you buy a whole brand new garbage disposal, it comes with that. But see, lots of times, if your old garbage disposal goes out, and if you get the same like for like InSinkErator brand, you don't have to get, this one was a Pro 333. You don't necessarily have to get a Pro 333. You can get a different one, whatever they have at the store. We got a 600, it's called, and it was still 3/4 horsepower, but they didn't have 333, and it fits in the same location. So see, if your old garbage disposal goes out, when you buy it, you just end up not using this top bit. You don't have to use that. You can, if the one in your sink still looks in pretty good shape, you can use the one that's in your sink. But if the one in your sink, it has this rubber, you know, the rubber goodie down in there. If it's all ripped up, or if it's got marks on it or whatever, then you'll probably want to replace this whole thing. But you don't necessarily have to. So then obviously if you don't, you have this whole thing for something else, and then you save it or whatever. But see, I just showed you, it comes out pretty clean. So if your old one is scratched up, or if it's not as shiny as the new one, or anything like that, and this rubber's broken or ripped, whatever, take the old one out, because as I just showed you, they come out pretty easy. Hey, as for cast iron sinks, porcelain cast iron sinks, this bad boy is heavy. And it's funny, most people nowadays, they don't install those. When you install new countertops like quartz counters, like what we installed, or granite countertops, usually you'll install a sink nowadays that fits underneath the counter, not over the top of the counter. This one is designed to fit over the top of a counter. And we were deciding, here's another thing. Can you get a cast iron sink that fits underneath the counter of a quartz countertop or granite countertops? Yeah, you can. They have clips, and then they have to measure it exactly, and then there's a clip with a bracket on it. Then they have to pre-drill holes up from underneath the sink area, and then they have to put these little anchors in there, and attach those properly, and then they have to raise that up from underneath. Oh, I don't know how they do it. Probably two guys and one guy. Well, I don't know. Maybe a little lift with a jack or something, and then they have to attach it and stuff. That gets a little dicey. And the other thing, cast iron sinks, they're not cheap. I mean, just for us to replace a cast iron sink this size, a 2 standard one like this, was over $1,000. And we decided, hey, let's not do that. And even the one we wanted, we were having a hard time finding, and then we would have had to have special ordered it, because you can get it in different depths, different widths, a wider one on one side, smaller on the other, and all kinds of things. And then you special order, it could be $1,200-$1,300 by the time it's all said and done. Okay, so we decided to get a stainless steel one that fit up underneath. They installed it really nice. It looks really nice. It came with all kinds of stuff. You'll have to see some of the previous episodes back there where I install all the stuff in the sink, or when the guys came out to install the countertops, they installed the sink underneath the counter. Really slick how they installed that too. And so I don't know if you really want the cast iron sinks or not. If you're doing an old house or something, yeah, the look that you want, maybe you want the cast iron sink. But my advice would be, before you order a brand new one, you might want to go on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. See what you can get. Maybe if you're okay with an older one, they clean up really nice, by the way. And if you want something like that, you might spend less than $50 or something. And if it's going in a house, a remodel house or something, that might be something that you might want to think about, okay, to save some money. All right, time to finish this video. Hey, well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos, and I have no clue which video's coming up next. You'll just have to keep watching, but I'm sure it's something that will help you save money around the house. Stick around. Glad that's over with.